SMT Nation, we back. Nation, I want to discuss a topic here in today's video. Commentary from the Verizon CFO, and he dropped a couple of gems. And the one thing I want to discuss today is what Verizon is doing with their network. I want to talk a little bit about their spending, their dedication to their build, and how they're supporting all of their customers. Right, so the article will be linked for you in the description, and of course ways to support the SMT in the description as well. And please do comment at any point in the video in response to any of the topics from the article, as well as my take on the matter. Okay, so Verizon's going to be reducing their spending. They really do need to offer the investor as well as their company some relief in that department. They spent $40-50 billion on C-band. I'm not sure what the dedicated capex, the additional 10 plus billion to build the C-band as well, and moving to 10 gig fiber circuits across many parts of the country, building more fiber and all those things. It's been such a heavy investment, towards their initial 5G build. So they are looking to, and this is confirmed by the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer. He is confirming that they're going to be doing a corporate cost reduction program. They're going to reduce costs between $2 billion and $3 billion by 2025. He said the company's on track to do that. Now, who does that reward? That rewards themselves. That rewards the investor. It doesn't really impact us as consumers so much. He, spoke about AI and how it's helping their business be more streamlined and efficient. But really where things get interesting here is when I look at Verizon in comparison to their competitors, how much are they reducing the capex? Well, he mentioned that in 2024, they will spend between $17 billion and $17.5 billion. Be mindful that Verizon includes a total capex for the company, which means it's wireless networking and also fiber optic investment. So FiOS and the MCI One Fiber program. He said that most of the spending will be to deploy the rest of C-band and for the expansion of its FiOS footprint. So this disclosure is really important. This tells us they are not going to abandon finishing their C-band build. A lot of folks believe that when Verizon finishes a lot of these, bigger cities and suburban areas, they're going to abandon rural. That's just not going to happen. They're going to be building new sites. They're going to be upgrading existing sites with fiber optic circuits. I don't know, microwave might be required in some locations. I'm sure they'll try to figure out a way to get fiber there. But they're building. They're upgrading, they're building. That's not changing. If you look at the capex, it's really not changing much, right? They're dipping down by about $1 billion, right? They were previously like 18 and a half. And they dedicated 10 billion specifically for C-band. So, they're not falling off by much, right? Reducing by 1 billion is not that bad with respect to dedication to the return on invested capital through monetizing services and revenue streams and, fixed wireless and all those things. But regardless, they're building FiOS. They're building C-band. He still was talking about mmWave. So they're going to continue to densify with C-RAN, mmWave, more fiber, more upgrades, right? All these things. And what I found even more interesting and telling is that they are not abandoning LTE. Verizon has a very large contingent of customers who have LTE devices, whether it's business grade solutions and agency, or it's the consumer side or the prepaid side, whatever, right? They're going to continue to invest into LTE infrastructure through 2024. But they did say that the spending on LTE will decline in 2024 as they shift away from 5G. If you notice what they're building when they put up the radio gear, right? The radios are LTE and 5G enabled. They're no longer looking at LTE as an investment. They're looking at 5G as the investment, but they're not going to abandon the connectivity. When you have, 40% of your contingency on LTE devices, it's going to take time for them to transition, right? But this does tell you they're probably moving closer to a 70% 5G base. Right? Let's not forget that Verizon has a very affluent consumer base, right? And I know they just acquired TracFone and all those things are in play, but it's not difficult or challenging to get a 5G phone. You're going to have some stragglers. There's some folks with some flip phones that are legacy and all those types of things, but for the most part, it's full speed ahead 5G network. And guys, when I look at the disclosures, what really was important to me, seeing that the network was only going to be cut by about $1 billion in capex, he specifically mentioned FiOS. So that means more FiOS getting deeper into existing markets. Who knows if they can expand it a little bit? But I think the bigger piece there when they talk about FiOS, it's really MCI. I think they are going to do bigger things with fiber than we know. They don't really disclose much, and it's not sexy, and people don't want to talk about it. But guys, what they just did in Cleveland with the CRAN upgrade that they've been doing with the small cells, that is a product of the MCI fiber build. It's going to make this network different and distinguishable from the rest. It's going to be very, very redundant. It's going to have incredible overlap and reliability in a lot of places. And I'm just hoping that it continues to scale and gets to more places. And with them finishing the national build for C-band and then overlaying it with all this dedication of spend, it's a very exciting time in wireless networking at Verizon, right? They have a really big opportunity here, and that's their thing, right? The network, that's their claim to fame, and now it's their time to back it up with execution. We'll see if they hit their mark. We'll see how things look in 2024 and then going into 2025. Let me know if you've been seeing some of this manifesting itself. How's the C-band for Verizon in your market? How's the small cell build out, the mmWave, the fiber optics? What are you guys seeing from Verizon? I can tell you, they are kicking ass in Cleveland. They really are doing an incredible job. They have done a very impressive build here, and it's only getting started. That's the crazy part. Hopefully it finds its way to you guys in more places too. But yeah, this is going to be something to see over the next couple of years, as they're not finished and they're just getting started. I don't think AT&T is going to do it like this, and I definitely don't think T-Mobile is going to do it like this. Verizon's sticking around that $17-18 billion range. AT&T is relaxing their capex by a few billion, and they're going to be focusing on fiber. And then, T-Mobile, they plan to relax their capex down to like $9 billion. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it all plays out. Sound off in the comment section below. You all, voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.